Hey y'all. Good morning, good afternoon. It's been a while since my last video, and now that I had some commentary, finally had to say something crazy. Sorry guys, let me restart. Anyways, saying something crazy was not my goal, okay? Uh it was more so just it was the thing that I was just reading, I don't want to say it like that in a rude way. Uh or a nonchalant way, but it wasn't like it was a study that I picked up like, let me find out when's the last day of the last days and stuff crazy like that. I wasn't no apocalyptical searches or anything like that. It was just me reading the Bible, and I was reading Matthew 24. And as I was reading Matthew 24, which I believe we are pretty much familiar with, the verse where Jesus is talking about this second coming, at least that's how we all have learned it. And at the time of reading Matthew 24, I wasn't reading it for the second coming. I was just opening up my Bible, getting a good reading for that day. But after I finished doing that read, I noticed that, oh, yo, wait a minute. This is the second coming chapter right here. Like, it just hit me. And as that process hit me, then I'm reading the scriptures, or have already read them and then reread them again. It's like, second coming, where is this? I don't see it here. These people are tripping. So it wasn't to say like, oh, you're wrong, I'm right, I'm wrong, and you're right. It wasn't nothing like that. It was the main focus of me saying anything is that the gospel of Jesus Christ, the everything about him, the good news, okay? The second coming is like a nuance, if I'm even saying that correctly without being rude, but it's like, again, a nuance to uh a afterness of Jesus. Like, everything was done complete with what he had to do, and I believe he did that without even a second coming. That's all it is. It's just, I don't think that it is necessary for us humans to get our crap together and live in the kingdom together in Jesus. Why does it have to take a second coming for us to get that? That's all it is for me. Why does it have to take a second coming to have this or have that when we already are told to have it in promises by God? Like, that's the only thing about it, is that the nuance of the second coming and everything that comes with it. Like, again, in my belief and the way I believe things and the way I have faith in Jesus, the way I read the Bible, in my perspective, the second coming isn't really a big header. It isn't something that's really a future forsaken thing or whatever. Like, now we live in a kingdom. Now the kingdom, the earth and heaven has touched. But actually, a while ago when Jesus was on the cross, the heaven and earth both touched. Okay? Even when Jesus was walking on the earth, he said the heaven is near, to the point where he died and now it's here. Okay? That's all I'm saying, is that we are getting now words in the Bible that was then words about what was there. And now we're here saying we don't got it because it's there in the future. And it boggles me so much. I understand the world is crappy. We all know this. But, like, I believe we all live in the kingdom. I believe the Lord and the earth, his bride, has married. I believe the earth now produces fruits for us. Because if you remember back in the day, God's cut us off from the supply in the fruitage of the earth. And if we did try to grow something from the earth of our own, it was thorns and thistles. But now we get blessings and fruits of the kingdom. We no longer get thorns and thistles. We get blessings and fruits from the kingdom, grown and produced from this here earth that is now married and listening and obeying to the Father and the King. I believe we now and have authority over what is wicked. I believe we are supposed to live in harmony, because once again, God's never promised us a pitch perfect world. He already gave that. And seeing how people still wanted to choose what they wanted to choose, it caused an imperfect world. But now God has caused a balance where things are imperfectly perfect. Like, isn't that crazy? Like, you ever heard of finesse? You know, the finesse of something? Like, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm over here rambling, going back and forth, jippy jabbing. But hey, let's get it together. Um, I believe in our authority of a finesse, of a harmony. Again, the things that are hard, oppressing, and all these other things, they were not just saying, oh, they're going to be gone and vanished. Within us, yes, within us, within our souls, within our bodies, but there's still worlds and ugly things that God has created, and we're told that they were made perfect by Jesus. God made things that were ugly, and Jesus said, perfect. Good. Looks great, Father. You did a good job. So we're not going to get rid. I don't think God's going to get rid of those things. Okay. And for us humans, it may not be pretty. Like, even when the things of giving of blessings from God don't always feel like blessings, or don't always look like blessings. The honey, it makes your stomach sour, your mouth nasty. Like, these are not supposed to be those things, but they are. So it's just like, again, I believe we live in the kingdom. I believe we're supposed to have harmony. I believe we're supposed to have authority over what is truly wicked. Truly wicked. Not people who are just messed up in the head, man. Not people who's just messed up in the body, man. Like, but things that are truly wicked. Like, we know these things. We have plenty of visual effects going on in movies and music and all these other little areas to show us what kind of craziness can happen. We got the Bible that can tell us all these type of crazy things that can happen. We have a real life of human sex trafficking, a lot of things. I don't want to go too crazy and deep dealt with, but I'm just saying, like, I feel like there's supposed to be an authority, an order above these things, and not so much of gloat or boasting of oneself, but more so of God and his authority and his reign and his power and his order. That's just pretty much it. I don't know. Like Paul, again, for instance, like, he was the one to be known to talk to people who are without God and didn't know much about God, but besides what was what's that called, when somebody takes something good and make it bad? It's not a predator, but it's something else. Pervertedness. Paul is helping these people in their pervertedness to be their full, sincere self with God, while also allowing them to know and recognize that they can let go some of those things. They don't have to hold on to the depression. They don't have to hold on to the hatred. They don't have to hold on to the thought of killing somebody. They can let those things go. You don't have to be perfect, but hey, brother, sometimes, maybe you want to just drop the thought of you might kill your neighbor and be like, God, can I get a hug? And that's all he's trying to teach them. He's just trying to teach them how to live in the kingdom of God. Like, with God at that. And then with the people, the congregation of all things else. Like, I get it. The second coming is like a foundation for people. It's a foundation for society and government to, like, keep people focused on something future wise and forward wise. Like, if I don't have it now, then I'm gonna have it then. But it's like, I don't know. It's just it's like, it's tricky in a sense, because we can focus on God right now. We can focus on the kingdom right now. We don't have to focus on the second coming and, oh God, let me ask for to my sins to be forgiven before he comes back and kill everybody. Like, that doesn't sound crazy to nobody. Like, God is the gates. Jesus is the gates that we walk through, in and out of, from the kingdom. When Satan was allowed to roam around and about, and he got that privilege revoked, and now it was given to us. Like, why do we think that when our prayers and our worship and anything that has to do with God is very spiritual? Very spiritual. Why do we think these things? It's not just something simple and easy and light. No, it's something very serious and real and heavy. Like, I don't know, you guys. I'm just rambling, okay? I never tag the verses down below, but I feel like once I get to talking about verses, that's when I'll be getting like too, I don't want to say getting too serious or too real, but yeah, I just be talking like I really know something. And it's not that I don't know nothing or if I really do know something. It's more so just my confidence and my faith in God. And one thing I know, He hasn't changed in my life. Not at all. Not much. Not at all. So it's just like, I'm very confident about this, okay? And I can be very wrong about it. And that's perfectly fine. I'm fine with being wrong. I'm just saying my faith is telling me that we are all worthy to live in this kingdom. We are all worthy to get our ish together and act buckle down and act like we just don't know nothing. We can really do these things. We are allowed to do these things. We are given permission and access and tools to do these things. And then it's like, it's almost like it's swept away from you when it's the second coming, like, oh, you tried, didn't you? Too bad it doesn't mean nothing. And it's like, I don't know. I just don't like it. I feel like it's very human. Like, it's very human. It's very human. It gives double standards. It gives, like, wishy-washy. And again, I could be wrong. I could be the wishy-washy one. I could be the double standard one. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, like, I have a faith to live in God here and now in the kingdom on this earth with my peoples. I apologize if that seemed very far off or far-fetched, but it's just how it's been for me since a kid. And I understand I didn't grow up the very best ways, very healthy, or I don't know who does. I don't know who does in this world. So I don't understand where this imagination of you have to grow up and be raised perfect and healthily, even when you are, you're still jacked up. So, you know, life be life. And I think by now we should know this, especially us 90s babies. But the world is full of tricks, for sure. It is. Not the earth, but the world. What is like really consumed to be wicked. It's very consumed with itself. And I mean, that's why I said when you see America end or these entities end, it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the earth. It's not the end of God's reign. Like, it's the end of that dead thing because it was being supposed to die and it finally came and met its end. That's all. I don't know if you guys noticed, but when President Trump was being elected, he was, I don't know if it's true or not. I'm just saying it caught my ear, my little jingalinger. What he said, how in his presidential election, how he plans on bringing the Christian Godhead religion or folks in general out more, respecting them more, bringing relations and things. I don't know exactly all he said, but he was just speaking on them and bringing that more of a forefront. Now, I have very iffy vibes about Trump, but I believe all things work for the good of my God. Okay, I know it says it's work for the good of us, but I mean, come on now. If you think about it, what are we doing? Something for God, not even necessarily for him. That sounds a little kind of crazy, first of all. Baby, let me slow my roll right there. Let me slow my roll. But anyways, Lord Jesus, help me. Because I feel like my attitude is about to creep in right there if I just allowed it. Again, all things work, I believe, for the good of God. If I pertain myself to be trying to do anything, me, myself, then I'm pertaining to be trying to do it with God, towards God, alongside God. I feel like that's better. I know I can't do without him. For a matter of fact, even with him, I can do a lot with him. But it's him that's doing it, okay? So that's what I'm saying. Anyways, I hope this is making sense. I hope this is short, sweet, simple, And I apologize if I offended anybody in the last comments, or if I seemed like I was trying to drag it, or argue back and forth with anybody. I apologize. I'm not. I promise. I really did enjoy the conversation. But I'll see you guys next time. Oh yeah, please don't forget that the earth produces fruits for us, okay, guys? We don't just produce fruits in the kingdom of heaven of joy, love, peace, and all the other good stuff, but we also produce fruits here on this earth that we get to enjoy. All right, you guys have a good one.